This is Small Talk with 101 ESPN's Michelle Smallman.
What's up, everybody? It's episode 162 of Small Talk. Steve Ceruti and Michelle Smallman are here with you. Steve is reporting live from his brand new basement. You can check that out on our YouTube channel. And Steve, I have to say, it looks gorgeous.
Thank you. Yeah, this is my new home now. I've got kicked out of the upstairs second bedroom because that's where the baby will be, the nursery will be. We put some things in there. A lot of stuff's on back order though, so we're hoping it comes in time for when she's born. Fingers crossed. Everybody, thoughts and prayers. But yeah, no, this is my spot now. It's good. It's kind of like a man cave. I've got a TV to my right with an Xbox, which is a little bit difficult because like there's the temptation to like want to fire up FIFA like every 5 minutes. I've got a bookshelf to the left here. I've got some stairs back here, but like nobody really bothers me down here, so it's pretty great. I got a couch to my right too. I got a good setup. I'm not gonna lie. It's a little bit cavernous in here though. Like I have a kind of a bad echo, so the recording isn't the greatest acoustics. I'll have to get some of that soundproof stuff, but I don't know. It's one of those things where like I go down here for like 8 hours, nobody bothers me, and I come back up and we're good. The day's done.
I think it's awesome. It looks great, and it doesn't sound echoey or cavernous on our end,
Yeah,
so that's good.
Okay. Thank you. There you go.
So right before we started taping, Steve dropped a very important question in my lap, and we're just going to throw it out there because it's going to be homework for next week so that I don't spend the entire hour being distracted by trying to come up with the answers to this. Steve posed to me, who is the Harry Styles of baseball?
Now,
as if that was some casual question that I wouldn't spend hours researching.
Well, you had to give me some. You have to give some background. We were talking about Jock Peterson, right?
Yes,
and
Jock Peterson.
You were saying that he wears pearls and he's just kind of like a different guy, you know? And I said, is he the Harry Styles of baseball? Because Harry Styles, we know, wears like massive Jinko bell-bottom jeans. So he's not afraid to throw a blouse in the mix every once in a while.
Loves a blouse.
You know, his effeminate side is showing through. So I didn't know if like Jock Peterson was the answer, but I guess we'll have to do more research on that.
That is such a great question. And Jock is certainly in the mix. As you mentioned, he wears the pearls. He is a proud member of the Burgundy Boys, which is a wine club that he is in with other major leaguers, where they discuss the merits of wine. And when everybody else celebrated in the locker room as he was going on to win the World Series, Jock pulled out a nice bottle of red that he kept in his locker, which I thought was such a boss move. That
can go one of two ways though. That could be like a boss move, like look at this cool guy, or like, hey, who's that douche drinking wine over there? Because you know, like it's a pen. I'm telling you,
you like what you like. You like what you like.
In dude circles, if a guy, for example, I was just at a bachelor party. If a guy like was like, hey, like I'm no thanks on the Miller Lite. I'm gonna have a nice cab. We're gonna be like, dude, what's up with this guy? Like who invited this? Who invited the guy? Who invited the wino to the bachelor party?
What are you, a sommelier?
Yeah, like I'm just saying, not everybody would think that was the cool. I don't know Jock well enough. Like I know he's kind of a different dude, and we certainly had him on Russillo's show years ago, and he gave us a lasting impression of when his like weird chuckle laugh. So I know he's kind of a different guy, but I don't know if that's 100%. Oh, the guy's drinking wine. That's super cool.
Well, I don't think it was a cheap bottle of wine, Steve.
I'm sure it wasn't.
Busting out a rare bottle. It's a special occasion.
Yeah, we're not talking Yellowtail here. I understand that, but
yeah, come on, this isn't barefoot.
No disrespect to Yellowtail.
Clubhouse. I will disrespect it. We're not drinking Yellowtail to celebrate going to the World Series because I believe it was for the CS. But is Jock Peterson the Harry Styles of baseball? Is a question that I'm going to spend a lot of hours trying to figure out, because you're right. You can't be afraid of a blouse.
I'm afraid of a blouse. I don't know. I don't think I would be able to throw a blouse on and be like, ooh, Steve looks good. That's a good call by him.
What's a guy that is in either media or sports that we think could really rock a blouse? Like who's somebody that's in the public space in the sports world that could kill a blouse?
I could tell you right now, Danny Cannell would think he would kill a blouse. He would be like, because he's not afraid to try. You got to give Danny credit. He's not afraid to try stuff.
No, he loves the look.
But I don't think he'd look good in a blouse. You kind of have to be a little slimmer. Danny's, I think, a little bit too muscular. Not that Harry Styles isn't slim, but isn't muscular, but he's like a little bit on the slimmer side. Honestly, somebody with my body type might not be that bad, like since I have negative 1% muscle in my body. But
you could rock a blouse, especially with that hairdo.
It'd have to be somebody skinny. Man.
Oh my God.
Field
I have
Yates?
a proposition. Could Kevin Durant rock a blouse? He's tall, he's slender, he's got the body for it. I'm sorry.
He could. I don't know if they make blouses that big. Custom made.
Yeah, custom. Come on.
Like I'm sure Russell Westbrook has tried. I don't know if he's pulled it off. He wears like traffic cones too, so I don't even.
Russell Westbrook would love a blouse.
He probably has worn
several blouses.
Yeah,
I'm sure he owns several. Yeah, so Russ could do it. I think KD has the body type for it.
Yeah.
What about outside of basketball?
You think
Oh my
Tom Brady would
gosh.
show up to a press conference in a blouse?
No, because it wouldn't be TB12 branded.
Well, what if it was? What if it was a TB12? I mean, now they're like, they're expanding their horizons into
Maybe.
blouse wear.
It's probably got some aerodynamic fabric that allows
Definitely.
you to sleep better.
Definitely.
What
It's
about
also probably a scam.
What about Devontae Smith, the Slim Reaper? Tall, slim.
Eagles receiver?
Yes,
I mean, sure, he's got the body type for
that's
it.
what I'm saying.
Oh, Cam Newton would wear a blouse. Cam Newton would. He probably has worn a blouse.
He's
He's
worn
the
a
answer.
blouse.
He's the answer.
Totally.
Yeah, that's
Cam,
the answer.
Yeah, Cam would do it. Is there anyone in baseball or hockey that I think could wear a blouse?
Hockey guys in blouses feels like an oxymoron.
I feel like I cannot picture one hockey guy in a blouse ever. So we'll just table that discussion. Baseball is interesting. I'll have to marinate on that one. Who could I see in a blouse? Not many dudes.
Let us know. Let us know.
Yeah, tweet at us, Adam Smallman at Ceruti.
Probably someone we're forgetting.
We're definitely forgetting. And you know what? We haven't even worked in any tennis players or soccer players because
soccer. We shouldn't even do soccer players. Yeah, that's not even fair.
They all own a blouse.
50% of them would wear.
Prerequisite to own a blouse. So who is the Harry Styles of baseball? We're coming back to that next episode. I'm going to have a list for you.
Definitely.
Okay. Well, here's what we have on the board today. R.I.P. Choco Tacos. Steve went to a bachelor party. He has an update that he won't fill me in on. I have a goodbye of sorts that I would like to share with everyone. And it's Beyonce Day. We're taping this on Friday, July 29th. It's Beyonce Day, plus a surprise draft coming up. So, Steve, where on the board would you like to go first?
Well, the bachelor party, the draft, and my surprise update all go together. So let's do that at the end of the pod.
Okay.
I think we should draft last because I'll explain everything and then we'll do the draft last. Let's Choco Taco. I'm feeling hungry. Yeah, why not? It seems like it's in the news. Everybody was upset. I was upset. I mean, I haven't had a Choco Taco in probably a decade, but it doesn't mean I don't want one for the rest of my life.
I'm still upset. We got word, what was it, this week? I'm going back on my timeline really quickly to get the correct date. But we found out that Klondike, which owns Choco Taco, is discontinuing. So it's RIP Choco Taco. And as I tweeted, Steve, haven't we been through enough? Haven't we been through enough already with the past couple years and the pandemic? We've got a recession looming. There's monkeypox everywhere. Why would they take the Choco Taco from us?
Because they just don't think we could have nice things anymore. I mean, there has to be a reason, right? Nobody was probably buying them. So this has got to be a millennial thing versus like a Gen Z thing, right? Do Gen Zs not like Choco Tacos? I haven't seen a Choco Taco in a long time.
I just had one a couple weeks ago when I was in the Hamptons. It was great. I'm
incredibly jealous. If you had told me they were discontinued already, I would have believed you. But I would just assume like there's a reason these things happen. It's because it's probably not selling, right? So I guess they're just not popular anymore. I don't know. And maybe like there will be enough of an uproar where like they'll bring it back and they'll halt the, killing the Choco Taco. But at the end of the day, their numbers probably weren't doing well. I assume there are other candy bars or chocolate bars or ice cream bars that have passed them in the pecking order.
Do you think that this is going to be like Taco Bell's Mexican pizza, where they take it away only to bring it back, and it's a big uproar, or like a big excitement moment, and then everybody rushes out and they buy Choco Tacos? Is this just like a long play from a marketing standpoint?
It could be, and it would be smart. Although Taco Bell pisses me off. Let me just say this right now. Fucking Taco Bell. I love Taco Bell. I think you can make an argument that it's the best fast food chain there is. I would hear that argument. I don't think I would pick it first, but I would hear that argument. Arguably my favorite fast food item of all time was the volcano taco with the lava sauce at Taco Bell. I would get that so often in college. It was the best piece of fast food I've ever had in my life, and they just took it away and you can't get it anymore. And it's absurd. They have other bullshit on the menu that I'm sure nobody gets. Why did they take away the volcano taco? So I don't, to answer your question, I don't know how Taco Bell does this, because it does seem like they do it for marketing reasons beyond just like what's popular. Because I know for a fact volcano taco is fucking popular. A ton of people are getting it, at least in Hamden, Connecticut at Quinnipiac University. But getting back to the Choco Taco, it is a good point. Maybe this is a thing where they bring it back in a year and everyone loses their mind, and then Choco Tacos are flying off the shelves.
It would be a smart marketing play, but if I don't. Now, people are more cultish about Taco Bell than they are about ice cream treats. You know what I mean? Like people make Taco Bell a part of their daily routine, whereas I don't think people are making ice cream truck treats part of their daily routine. It's more of a novelty item. So I don't know if their plan of taking it away only to bring it back is really going to cause a massive spike in consumption.
Probably it'll just have a small blip because at the end of the day, people go back to their regular routines. They'll buy up the chocolate. It's like, remember, didn't they do this with Surge recently where they brought some soda back and
slam some Surge back.
Oh, Surge was fantastic. But again, like I'm not going to be drinking Surge like every day now. I'll have one Surge and then I'll be like, cool, Surge is back. And I'm never going to drink it again. That's what's going to happen. And that's probably going to happen the same thing if they do this with Choco Taco. Like I'll have one or two, I'll stock up on like 5 Choco Tacos. Once they're gone, I'll never buy a Choco Taco again.
The thought of you sitting in your basement as you're about to be a dad
pounding Surges
just made me laugh so hard because it thought like you're about to embark on this parenthood journey. And it made me think of my parents. And when I was a kid, we'd be in the basement, me and all my little girlfriends, we'd be watching like Spice World on the TV, eating a Papa John's pizza and slamming Surge. We're basically taking speed and like running around the basement, be like, let's make up a dance or whatever. And I can only imagine my poor dad, like, he's worked his ass off. He's come home. He just wants to watch the Cardinals game. And all he can hear from the basement is like little girls screaming, hopped up on Surge, talking about the Spice Girls.
Simpler times, honestly.
It's about to be your life, Steve. You're about to be like, oh, are they in the basement making another TikTok to Olivia Rodrigo?
Although that by that point, who knows? But what I think I told the story in the pod. I was actually more. Do you remember Vault?
Volt?
No, Vault.
Like in a bank?
I think it was Vault. No, hold on. Let me look this up really quickly. Hold on. It was a very similar drink to Surge. Yeah, Vault. VAULT. They had a green one and a red one. No. It was apparently a Coca-Cola product. That was actually better than Surge. And we used to make Vault bombs in high school that were like Jaeger and Vault, which honestly, in hindsight, sounds like the worst thing you could possibly put in your body. And I also maintain the only people that drink Jaeger are people that are not of drinking age. Like, I don't know anyone that's an adult who's like, yeah, let me get a glass of Jaeger.
Wait, that's actually a great marketing thing that you can never do. But like Jaeger, the official drink of underage kids.
Of underage kids, of your bar getting shut down, of your bar getting raided.
The official drink of high school kids.
Anyway, so I don't even know how I got on that. But yes, Vault, Surge, all of these things are fantastic. But again, we've grown out of them. I've grown out of the Choco Taco. I've grown out of Surge. I've certainly grown out of Vault bombs. What do you mean you haven't? You haven't grown out of Choco Tacos?
Steve, we just had, when I was in the Hamptons a couple weeks ago for the 4th of July, a Choco Taco incident. My friends and I were at a restaurant. We were leaving and there was this big clear container with ice cream treats in it. Everybody had been a little liquored up. Somebody opened it up. They took some Choco Tacos out. We were like, hell yeah, Choco Tacos. So we're waiting for our Uber, snacking on the Choco Tacos. You had to pay for them. So we were like, oh yeah, our bad. Like we'll pay for them or whatever. But let me tell you, these weren't free. Sorry, our bad. We'll throw in some extra money. Our bad. But let me tell you, as an adult, after a couple of glasses of rosé, a Choco Taco hits different. Here's why it's so great. One, you have the waffle. You have the ice cream, you have the chocolate dip, you have the sprinkle of nuts on the top. But the best part about it is if you get another ice cream treat, you have to eat it really fast because it's dripping all over the sides. And now with the Choco Taco, my friend, it's perfectly compartmentalized in your hand. You can take a bite and then you turn it upside down and it's not leaking. You know what I'm saying? It holds everything in there and a beautiful mixture of flavors. And I just don't understand why Klondike is doing this to us.
It's not fair. Life's not fair. But I will say, Maddie and I were talking about this last night. She was like, "Oh, I don't really like them because the shell isn't like crispy. It's like kind of soft." I'm like, "No, the softest kind of shell is actually dope. Like it shouldn't be crispy because if it was crispy, it'd be impossible to eat." So I like that it's kind of like it's like a fresh. It's not obviously, but it's like a freshly made waffle cone where it's got a little bit of chew to it.
Yes.
And the ratio
of
ice cream to shell and like other things is like kind of perfect. So, I mean, rest in peace. You'll be missed. I actually want to do this though. Do you? Because you actually dropped this right before we started talking. And again, there's some things about you that just blow my freaking mind. I don't know like if it's your upbringing or if it's St. Louis or whatever. You said that you had never been like you had never bought something from an ice cream truck before in your entire life.
Confirmed. Never have.
How is that possible? Like the ice cream truck didn't come to your neighborhood. You never had a beach or a lake where an ice cream truck rolled in and like you didn't spend $1 on like some Snoopy face ice cream thing. Like
No,
what? That's never happened to you.
The ice cream truck did not come down my street, and we don't have a beach by me. And when we went to the lake, we would go out and get ice cream, like get a concrete or an ice cream sundae or a dip cone. But no, the truck wasn't making its rounds. And listen, I know that there was probably trucks around Southern Illinois or in the St. Louis area, but they didn't come to my hood.
That's absolutely insane. Like I just feel like a part of you, like you missed out on like one of the most important parts of childhood. I could probably kind of one hand the amount of times I've had it, but like I've still had it. And then you get the big thing. It's like a huge menu of pictures and you like point at it and like, there's like this sketchy guy who's just like handing you this and you're handing him the money. It's like, it's like a rite of growing up. I don't know. So like, I'm just so shocked by that you didn't do that, but I do want to run through some things that are in typical, because the Choco Taco would be in a ice cream truck, but I want to know if there's some other things that you have had or have not had. Are you ready?
Okay. Yeah, let's go.
Have you had the chocolate eclair good humor bar? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Never heard of it.
It's like,
Here, let me look it up. Chocolate eclair.
If you know what I'm talking about, it's actually sneaky, like maybe the best chocolate ice cream bar there is on the market. It has like these crunchy things on the outside, chocolate and vanilla ice cream on the middle, and it's just like this awesome bar. They used to sell them at school.
Is that it?
That is it. They used to sell them.
Looks good.
They used to sell them at like in high school. I remember I used to get them like at lunch in high school from a vending machine. That's how good they were. Okay, that's a no for you.
Wait, they were giving out ice cream at a vending machine at your high school?
Hell yeah, it was like a frozen vending machine. Yeah.
Ugh, public school sounds so lit.
It was pretty lit.
Damn it.
Also semi-dangerous. Drumstick. You've had the drumstick, right?
Hell yeah.
Obviously.
What do
It's
I
like
look like a noob? Hello.
Yeah,
it's essentially a drumstick.
It's essentially it's a worse version of a Choco Taco. That's what it is. I would argue it's a worse version of a Choco.
I would argue it might be better on some days.
No way. No, the Choco Taco is so much easier to eat than a drumstick. And the drumstick is so ice cream top heavy.
No,
like
the drumstick has the chocolate in the cone at the end.
That's not that important. That's not that important.
It's the single most important part of the drumstick. It's to get to the bottom and get the chocolate bits in the cone. Everybody is listening going, yeah, Michelle, you're totally right.
It's not. But Harry, moving on. Have you ever had like any of like I talked about the Snoopy face ice cream, or they had like a Tweety bar from Looney Tunes, or they had like the Pink Panther one,
No, I never had it.
where it's like a face and it's not really like ice cream. It's more like, I don't even want to say it's sherbet. They're not even really that good. Sometimes they have like bubble gum for eyes. You never had that?
Nope, never had it.
Man, I mean, Michelle, we got to take you to the beach sometime to figure this out. You definitely had the Flintstones push-up pop, right?
Oh my God, one of the goats of a sweet treat. The Fred Flintstone Orange Creamsicle Push Pop you're not living if you haven't had that. That's all I'm saying.
All right, I was gonna say we needed to there was gonna have to be an intervention if you didn't have that. What's funny is I'm looking at the box right now, and on the top left corner it says fortified with vitamin C. Like sick. I'm getting my vitamin C intake from the stupid Flintstones Push Pop. But it's probably 99% sugar.
That is such a lie. There's no vitamin C in there. I'm sure there's not.
Have you ever had a screwball?
Isn't that an alcoholic beverage? Isn't that like a vodka orange juice? No, that's a screwdriver.
Screwdriver, but there probably is a screwball alcoholic beverage. No, this is like a slushy in like what is like kind of like a plastic cone, and there's like a slushy thing, and then there's like a bubble gum thing at the bottom. Never? No.
No,
it wasn't that good. It was okay, not that great.
Okay.
What else? You've had a snow cone, right?
Yes, of course. We had a place here called Tropical Snow. Used to love getting the tiger's blood. That was my jam. The tiger's blood at Tropical Snow.
I think it's kind of overrated, but I don't know, whatever. And then I'll end with this. What is your favorite real candy bar that they have an ice cream version of? Like they have a Snickers one.
There's only one answer.
What's the answer?
It's Snickers. There's only one answer, and it's Snickers.
All right, we're on the same page, and you've obviously had that, so that's good. Okay, so you've had some of these at least.
Growing up, we used to keep Snickers ice cream bars in the freezer, and there's only so many of them, and so it was like you had to basically announce to the family that you were going to eat a Snickers bar, and it had to be like, okay,
you're taking one. Yeah,
you're going to take one. It's good, because there's nothing worse than opening that freezer and you want the Snickers ice cream bar and there's none left in the box and no one has given you the heads up that they had been going to town. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just common courtesy to let the family know I'm going to be snacking on this later.
Yeah, well, so you were also an only child, so this was different when growing up with like two other sisters. You would have to like kind of like divide them if it was like an 8-pack. would be like, all right, I'm getting 2, you're getting 2, you're getting 2, and then there's 2 extras. So like those are kind of fair game, and everybody at least gets 2. That's how we always did it in the house. And I would probably break that rule a lot. So it is what it is. But I think you're right. The Snickers one is the best one. I do like the Twix one. Are we missing any? I'm trying to think. There's not like a
Milky Way. I don't think so.
No.
You know what's so funny about that, Steve, is we're talking Taco Bell and ice cream truck treats. And when you're a kid, you're like, oh man, I'm going to grow up and I'm going to eat ice cream and Taco Bell all the time. I can't tell you the last time I ate fast food, and I see ice cream at the grocery store every week and I don't buy it because I can't taint my environment. If it's in the house, I will eat it, and I can't eat it. And that's what sucks about being an adult, is you finally have the freedom and the money to do what you want and eat what you want. And you're like, oh no, too much sugar, can't buy it.
Yeah.
Like you feel guilty, or your body rejects it, because it's so much sugar. You're like, damn it.
So I will reject your premise. The fast food, I still eat fast food. I think fast food is actually, I mean, you just can't eat it every day. Like if I have it once or twice a month, if I pick up Chick-fil-A.
It's a weird mental thing.
Like I'm probably going to get it
I'm
tonight. Maddie's at a bachelorette party in New Jersey. I will probably get Taco Bell tonight. I'll definitely get Taco Bell or Chick-fil-A. One of those two I'll probably get tonight.
Oh, I love me some Chick-fil-A.
Love Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is not even fast food. It's like, it is fast food, but like, it's not really fast food.
Can I give you a hot tip about Chick-fil-A?
Yeah, I'm nervous.
So we have Adam Wainwright, Cardinals legend and starting pitcher, on my show every Wednesday. Kirk and Smallman, 101 ESPN. It's called Wednesdays with Wayno. And that segment is generously brought to you every week by Chick-fil-A.
Oh, okay.
Chick-fil-A sponsors Wayno. He's a good Georgia boy. And he has this wonderful charity called Big League Impact. And every week he joins us, and Chick-fil-A makes a donation to his charity on his behalf for coming on with us. So we get Chick-fil-A delivered to us all the time on behalf of Wainwright. And their version, Steve, of an Arnold Palmer is called a Sunjoy. It's half iced tea, half lemonade. And let me tell you, it is a top 3 beverage of all time. When you're going to Chick-fil-A, you've got to get a Sunjoy.
I'm confused. You said it's their version. It literally is an Arnold Palmer, though. It's
got sweet tea.
And I don't like sweet tea. I don't do sweet tea.
You could probably get it regular, unsweetened. Mm-hmm. But their ratio is different. It's not 50-50. So that's why it's called a Sunjoy.
I remember the first time I had a sip of sweet tea, I was like, this could be dope. It's like tea with sugar. I love sugar. And then I took a sip and I'm like, this is the worst thing I've ever had in my life. And I never had it again.
So I am not a big sweet tea person either, but mixed with the lemonade, it hits just right.
Yeah, you'd have to like, but again, you're mixing it with more sugar. It already has too much. My move is you go unsweetened tea, unsweetened black tea. I make this at home. Unsweetened black tea. And then just like, and it's not even 50-50. It's like mostly black tea. I would even say like it's probably 3/4 black tea and like a quarter of lemonade. Perfect ratio. It's just a little bit sweet, very refreshing. And it's like, I'm not gonna say it's healthy for you, but it's at least not like 50-50, and it's not sugar all over the place.
Right.
That's the adult version of how you do this.
So my mom used to make sun tea when we were growing up, like regular iced tea, but you put it in the sun and the heat is what helps it seep and brew. I don't know why. It's just, maybe it's the vitamin D. You're getting the rays in there. It just tastes better.
I don't know if that's true, but all right. Yeah.
Again, I don't know the science behind it, but it tastes better. Sun tea tastes better. Again, there's people listening going, she's right, Steve. Sun tea does taste better. Here's what you do. Fresh cup of ice, sun tea, and then I like a lemonade topper. You just
lemonade topper on anything is great. Yeah, 100%.
Top it right off.
A lemonade topper on any alcoholic beverage, I will take. A topper really on any beverage. Why
aren't we topping more things? You know what I mean? Like
I saw this thing recently that I sent to Maddie that I was like, we have to make. It is so it's a Corona. You drink it to the point where like the beer is only up to the top of the label. Then you add a shot of tequila, or I would probably do mezcal. You do orange juice and grenadine. Ooh. And mix it up. And I was like, where have these been my whole life? I don't even know what it was called.
So it's like a tequila Corona sunrise?
Kind of. Yeah. Because I will go to my grave. Like if you're on a beach, the best thing you could do is get a shot of mezcal and a cerveza, and you are living the best life. Like you get a Pacifico and a good shot of mezcal, and you just sip that, watch the sunset. There's really nothing better in life.
It really is the best. I'm not going to argue with that. I love a beach drink.
So yeah, anyway, now that we've talked about food, I will be getting Taco Bell tonight because this is what I do when Maddie leaves, because she doesn't really, not that she doesn't like Taco Bell or want Taco. Oh, that's the one thing I want to bring up too, is to your point about just having stuff in the house. The issue is when she first got pregnant, probably like maybe, I don't know, a month or two into us knowing about it. She brought home a whole package of Oreos. And I was like, Maddie, like, I'm not trying to be that guy, but I am also going to now have to eat these. And I don't want them in the house. And luckily, I honestly think we did. She did eat most of them, although I probably finished it off at the end there. But that's the problem, is like, we don't have them in the house for a reason. So you're 100% right. If you just can't buy that shit to begin with. If it's at somebody else's house, you could have an Oreo, but not in your own house.
So I am, when I'm hungry or hangry, I am the worst impulsive grocery shopper you've ever seen. So I have to snack before I go to the store. Like, I have to preemptively feed myself because I can't be unleashed in Trader Joe's if there's a rumbling in the stomach. Okay. I'll be like, oh, these chili lime taquito roll-ups, you better believe it. Oh, cookie butter ice cream. That's coming home with me too.
Trader Joe's is incredibly dangerous on an empty stomach.
It is. And you know what? They get you at the checkout too. Even if you're so good, you're like, oh, I've almost escaped. And then they're like, oh, here's some cookie nut butter chocolate bar. You're like, damn it, I'm going to take it. So I cannot sabotage my environment. And I have to make, I don't have the willpower to say no. So I cannot bring any of that stuff into the house, and I can't buy any of it. And I have to go to the grocery store with a full stomach and the blinders on and a list. I need a list before I go, or else I'll be like, oh yeah, this sounds great.
My problem with going to the grocery store is I either buy I don't know what to buy. I'll buy like milk and I don't know, strawberries, or I'll like buy way too much shit that sits in there and I don't actually eat it. Like there's no middle ground for me. So I need to like start making a more I don't know, conclusive list of things that I need.
Okay, well, let's move to the next thing, Steve. Do you want to do okay, no, we're saving that for the end.
Save that for the last, yeah.
Let's do today's Beyonce Day. Today's Beyonce Day. Okay, Renaissance.
What does that mean? Is that her birthday?
No, Steve, her birthday's November 4th.
Then why is it Beyonce Day? She doesn't get 2 days a year.
Because her new album is out, Renaissance. We've been waiting years.
Okay, this isn't like, all right, my fault. This isn't like a calendar day. It's not like National Hot Dog Day.
No.
Okay, my fault. Okay.
No.
I was like, she doesn't need 2 days. Sorry.
She needs multiple days.
She needs 1 day. Everybody gets 1 day.
Everything she's given us, Beyonce needs a whole month. We should have the month of Beyonce. But Renaissance, the album, is out today. I have not given it a full listen because I had to do my show. Then I had to tape an interview. Then I hopped on here with Steve. So I cannot give my full assessment yet. But from all of the reviews, it's a smash hit from top to bottom. Everyone is saying it is amazing. If it's anything like Break My Soul, Steve, we're in for a real summer treat. Like, forget a Choco Taco. We got Renaissance. The summer treat we all want and deserve.
I don't want to be this guy, but
you're going to be, though. So just go ahead.
Okay. First off, I don't think Break My Soul is that good of a song. I think like any like DJ in their basement could make Break My Soul. It's like a very boring, straightforward song.
You're boring and straightforward. How dare you?
And I like Beyonce's music. Like, don't get drunk in love. I mean, Jesus, you get a couple cocktails in me and I'll sing that entire song. But Break My Soul is just like, it's just another like boring kind of like EDM, break my soul. It's just, she repeats herself 100 times. It's not that great. And I'm not saying the album's not good, but would anyone actually say a Beyonce album's bad? Like, you can't even say that. Like, it's
because the Bayhive will come for you.
Yeah, you'll never see that person again. You're going to witness protection program.
It's literally like in The Sopranos.
You just get black bagged and put in a van somewhere. Yeah, like it's not happening.
Yeah, they come get you like in old school. They're like, "What happened to Steve?" And it's like, "Well, I think on the pod he said the Beyonce album sucked."
Yeah, honestly, we should probably censor this because I'm nervous.
Okay, let's roll it back. Break My Soul is a banger, and you know it. It's an absolute hit. It is so good. The first time I heard it, I was like, this kind of reminds me of like a 1990s LaBouche deep track. You know LaBouche from back in the day? I do know LaBouche,
of course, yes.
Who doesn't know LaBouche? We're drinking Surge, running around the basement, and blaring LaBouche. God, I can't hear the game. They're blaring LaBouche again. But it kind of reminded me of a LaBouche deep track. And then the more and more I listen to it, I'm like, the layers, the lyrics. Steve, this is a song made for you. It's a millennial anthem about not letting work take us down. Release your mind, release your soul. You won't break my soul. Hello. This is made for you.
Yeah.
Beyonce did this for you.
I guess I just have higher expectations. That's all I'm gonna say. I want to transition to LaBouche because I was like, what song is LaBouche saying that I yeah, it's the Be My Lover Wanna Be. That's a great song, incredible song.
Great song.
Sweet Dreams,
Of
Tonight
Rhythm
is the
and
Night.
Dancing?
Yeah.
Sweet Dreams of Passion Through the Night?
Honestly, that the only way I could describe this is like it's like roller jam songs. That whole genre, it's like yacht rock. No, I want like roller jam bangers. Like that's what I want on my playlist because they were kind of slept on because like you grew up as a kid and they were like awesome, but like you didn't really know any context of them, and then like you don't really listen to them for a long time, and now you're like those songs were all awesome. Like they're better than a lot of EDM songs today.
Okay, Steve, you work for the Ringer and they're for Spotify. We need to get a station or some sort of playlist going. Instead of yacht rocks, it's going to be called roller jams. And you know what else is a killer roller skating song? The Sign by Ace of Base.
Oh, well, I mean, of course. I was going to go with Rhythm as a Dancer. That's
killer. Cotton Eye Joe,
song.
Also good.
Yeah.
I was just at a wedding recently, by the way, where we did First Drink, Last Drink, that viral video. That can never see the light of day. All you need is to see. Have you seen this?
I don't think so.
Oh my God. So on TikTok, there's this thing where people at a wedding, you say like, hi, my name's Steve, and this is my first drink before you have your first drink at the wedding. And then they record you saying, hi, this is Steve, and it's my last drink at the end of the night. And it's so funny to see the disparity and the transition between sober Steve to drunk Steve. Mm-hmm. And we did First Drink, Last Drink. And the video, Steve, is so funny for so many reasons. First of all, to see all of us just totally hammered at this wedding. And secondarily, because the DJ in the background is playing Cotton Eye Joe. So it's like all of us totally sober, looking like very put together, being like, hey, I'm Michelle, and this is my first drink. And then it cuts to
I've seen
wasted with Cotton Eye Joe playing in the background.
Yeah.
Like, hey, it's Michelle. This is my last drink.
Yeah,
I'll have to send it to you. It can't see the light of day, though. We were going to post it online, and I was like, is this a good look for us? I don't think so. So we decided against sharing it publicly.
Probably not great, but honestly, do it for the gram. I understand. By the way, quick aside.
Yes.
I am I side with the Kardashians on something. We are on the same team.
You're aligned with the case?
Why the fuck is Instagram now TikTok?
It's so stupid. I hate it.
What the heck? Like, are we just old? Like, why does it have to be the same? It's the same thing now. I don't even, stuff in my feed, I don't even follow these people.
Same. It's all suggested video reels that no one cares. I'm like, do I need to see another reel of someone making tacos? I don't. Why?
And if I want to watch the reel, there's a reels option that I already do watch. Why is the main feed now just like random shit?
I don't know. And I just want to see some pictures of my friends and their dogs and their babies, or them on vacation. That's all.
I don't understand. Like everybody had Snapchat had, I think they did it first. They had like the stories thing, right? Then everybody did stories. Like, why can't, there's a reason all these are different. I like all these social media platforms differently. At least I sort of respect Twitter, even though it sucks, for not being anything else. It's just Twitter. Or like Facebook now has stories and they have fucking reels. And now Instagram is TikTok. And there's going to be something new in like 6 months that takes over TikTok. And then TikTok's going to turn into that. Like, why? I don't understand. It's not TikTok. Instagram is not TikTok. Why are we trying to make it TikTok?
Stop trying to be Jell-O. You're never going to be Jell-O.
Stop trying to make fetch happen. Like, I don't get it. And it bums me out because now I don't want to be on there anymore.
But I am glad that the Kardashians have spoken out on this very
I know
issue.
It actually is very important. I don't like, no one was asking for this. There is TikTok, we don't need TikTok old version,
Correct. And speaking of the Kardashians, I love that Kim came out with like a $700 skincare line and is now just posting on her story all the time about all of these like facial treatments she gets. Like she posted this thing yesterday. I saw her being like, oh, I'm getting 2 different laser treatments done today. And it's like, oh, wait, doesn't your skincare line do that? Oh, it doesn't. So no one should buy it. Cool.
Well, this is my issue with Jennifer Lopez is like,
don't you dare slander J-Lo.
I'm happy for her. I love Jennifer. It's great, but
true love.
Like the idea that the average woman could just like do what J-Lo does, like, I'll just work out and like eat healthy. Like, no, PEDs. You are on something that is not natural. Like,
allegedly.
I'm gonna go. It's not allegedly. Like, it is. Like,
Steve,
it's
we don't
impossible.
need anyone litigious from JLo's camp hearing this.
You're right. I'm in danger. Like, I have to go. It's a good thing I'm in a basement right now because I'm gonna have to go in hiding pretty soon from the world. But again,
you understand the JLo people are coming after you and the Bayhive's coming after you. You're toast. You're about to be a new father. What are you doing? Why are you putting yourself in danger?
Yeah, the next thing, if I just, if it's, is it the Taylor Swift hive that if I hit them, that's like the trifecta. Although, you know who's sneaky scary? You know who's sneaky scary is the Insane Clown Posse group. You don't want to mess with the ICP guys. They're fucking weird.
Is that really a thing?
Yeah, the ICP fans are like nuts.
Are they still fans of them?
Hell yeah. I mean, I wouldn't know, but yeah, I think they're still.
Are they still making music?
Great question. Honestly, we shouldn't even be talking about this right now. It's making me nervous.
Are they going to come kidnap us?
I just remember the ICP guys, like they're like the most intense fan base of like groupie fans. I don't know why, but they just were.
Okay, their latest album release was this year.
Oh boy.
In 2022. It's called Wicked Vic. And It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 songs on it, Steve, including what I'm sure is a great song called Mutilator.
Sounds awesome. We need to get that on Peloton.
ICP.
They're called the Juggalos. That's right. I was trying to think of what their name was. They're called the
Juggalos.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with the Juggalos.
No, they seem scary. Looking at some of these photos of the ICP crew, I'm afraid.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Those are the 4. That's like the 4 fan bases of the apocalypse that you don't want to fuck around with.
Well, now that we are done with the Beyonce, and I will listen. So here's my homework. I'm coming back with the Beyonce album review and with the answer to who is the Harry Styles of Major League Baseball.
Mm-hmm.
I will do my work. Before we get to Steve's bachelor party that he went to and our draft of the month, since we only do this once a month now, I want to say a preemptive goodbye to everyone. And you're probably thinking, why, Michelle? What are you saying goodbye for? If you are an OG Shelley, you listened when we had Michael Jernigan, the astrologer, come on. And he very explicitly stated that I, in fact, was going to win the lottery. And I texted Steve this week and said, I am fully convinced that I'm going to win the Mega Millions. Like, I am not convinced. I don't think it. I know it. Like, I've already told my coworkers, once I win the Mega Millions, I will not be coming in anymore. I called my dad and told him what I was going to do with the money. I was like, be prepared when I FaceTime you on Friday, like, we're going to win the Mega Millions. And he's like, yeah, okay. He like, yet me to death. I'm convinced that I'm winning. And as much as I love the Shelleys, and Steve, as much as I love you in doing this, I'm going to be on a boat in Italy. So if you don't hear from Steve again, it's because the Bayhive has killed him. If you don't hear from me again, it's because I have won the Mega Millions.
You said this to me. You were like, oh, the what was he? The gypsy, the mind reader, whatever, the astrologist, all these things.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, he got you right? He said you were going to have a kid soon, right? And you're having a kid. So like, that means I'm going to win the lottery. And I was like, Michelle,
what? He said it. He was right. Spot on. Like, you're expecting.
But I knew that too. Like we were planning on having a kid. Like,
you never know, Steve, what could happen. You don't know. Maybe your plans change. Maybe
that's like shopping for a house, and the guy being like, in a couple years you're gonna have a house, and then in a couple years you bought a fucking house.
He didn't know you were married. He didn't know you were considering it. He didn't know.
I will give no credit. I will give no credit. No, absolutely. If you win the lottery, which it's not like I'm rooting against it. I would do the same thing as you. You wouldn't hear from me again. I would be gone. I'd be traveling the world. You would literally never see me again. I will, if I can get a hold of you, I will admit that you were right about the astrologer.
Oh, you got money coming your way, kid. Don't you even stress.
Yeah, well, thank you. But I will also admit that you were right about the astrologer.
Oh my God. I want to give Steve like $1 million just to do something super fun with, like, or maybe more than that, Steve, because if I win, it's $1.9 billion as of right now. You're going to get like $700-800 million. I would love to give you a certain amount of money to be like a Ted Lasso figure and either be able to like own a small soccer team, or
that's what I was going to say. I could be like the new Rob McElhenney or I mean, not, I would have to buy like a very small club.
Yeah, but I would want you to do that.
But I would buy, like a 3rd division USL team, and no, I wouldn't do that because they wouldn't be promoted. I'd buy some team in England in like the 7th division.
Totally.
And I would bankroll them to the top.
I would love that. And that would be my gift to you. And really it's an investment because I have all the faith in you, Steve, with your soccer knowledge and expertise that you're going to bring us to the top and it's going to get an ROI. So I can't wait for that.
You would have ownership shares for sure. And whatever thing
I would love
bought.
that.
That's a good transition actually. And I would admit that you're right about the astrologer. Something else that I need to admit that you were right about.
The floor is yours.
Not that you were right about it, but I'm more open to it. It is the cornhole versus the bags conversation.
What?
I still think that the game is called cornhole, but there is something to be like, hey, do you want to go throw some bags? There is something really cool about that.
Want to have a beer and play bags?
And again, the name of the game is 100% cornhole, but it is dope. You get, Miller Lite, maybe a cigarette, and be like, hey, dude, you want to throw some bags? You want to throw some bags?
Cigs. We're ripping heaters up in here, playing some bags.
And just look at the guy, you want to throw some bags? I said that multiple times at the bachelor party I was at. So I am open to.
I love it.
You were right. It is not exclusively called bags, but it can be called bags in the right setting.
Okay, Steve, for being kind of a curmudgeonly New Englander, you have so much Midwest in you. It's unbelievable. First of all, we need to get you on Bud Light, not Miller Lite. I don't know why.
You know what's weird is I wasn't even drinking that much beer. We were drinking, Nooners and White Claws because I just can't drink a lot of beer these days. But the beer that we were drinking was Miller Lite.
Yeah.
Not that I was happy with it, but that's what we were drinking.
There's something so Midwestern about you. The fact that you want to play bags and drink beer and maybe sneak in a cig with your boys. That sounds so Midwest.
Yeah, it was honest. It's a great lifestyle. It was incredible. I was so adamant that it wasn't that. And then when I found myself saying bags and liking it, I was like, God damn it, Michelle.
I told you. Stick with me.
I was just so mad about it. But
bags is a way of life. It's really just an essence. Like somebody that loves to play bags, it's just an essence.
I'm also good at bags. We did a couple different versions of bags. We did obviously regular bags. We did lefty bags, and we did over like Kobe, shooting jump shot bags.
That's hard. It
actually was easier because
was it?
It's a higher arc, so it just lands right on the thing.
Oh, I would think it would be harder to gauge how far you need to go.
Once you figure it out, you're just wet from however far away you are.
Oh my God, it's Steve Curry.
Yeah, it's exactly. And I am actually very good at bags, and it is to me by far the best of those outdoor drinking things. I don't like can jam, whatever. I like Polish horseshoes, but nothing beats cornhole / bag.
So that was your update.
That was my update. Is that you are right. I'll give you credit. Bags is officially back on the menu.
It's a good day to be alive.
You're welcome.
I'm going to win the Mega Millions tonight. Steve just told me I'm right. Beyonce dropped a new album. We're in Leo season. I mean, life is good for your girl. The Cardinals might get Juan Soto. Let's go.
Have you seen that video? Speaking of it's probably, I'll send it to you if you haven't. And those of you who have, you're going to know what I'm talking about. It's a video of a little kid. And he's playing video games and he's in his basement and he's like, my pizza rolls are ready. I got a new girlfriend. I'm playing video games. Life is fucking great right now. And that was literally me. And that just reminded me of what you just said because that was literally me at age 12. He's like, my pizza rolls are ready. I got a new girlfriend. Life is fucking great.
Let's go.
That's how I felt. I'm like, send 4 times on man, send 4 times. But that's
God, send me that.
I sent it to Maddie fucking weeks ago, but I have to say, those of you who know what I'm talking about, it is probably the video of the year. It's unbelievably incredible. And it was literally me when I was a kid.
That is me right now. That's how I feel. And I need to capture that energy and carry it forward. By the way, Steve, speaking of astrology, we've entered Leo season, which is
I did not, but I know
the best
now.
Season of the year. And there's a new Leo moon, which means that all of the Leo characteristics are super intensified right now. So you need to step into your spotlight and own it. This is what Leo season is all about.
I am not a Leo though. What do you mean the Leo things are
let me just read it.
I honestly regret asking this question now.
No, you don't. You love it.
I like the stars brighter. What do you mean the Leo things are brighter?
Of course they're brighter, Steve. It's Leo season. Okay, here we go.
I love how you're like, that's a stupid question.
Of course. Let me just get okay. The new moon in Leo is going to inspire and even ignite your desire to make things happen on your own term. We are talking about a fire sign, baby. Whether it's making fun plans out of thin air or being on your A game at work, you're going to determine what comes next, not wait for someone else to do it for you. Owning your sense of self will help you realize how good it feels just to be you. So there you go. You just need to step into what you want to do.
I do feel like things at work have been going well. I do feel like I'm in a good spot in life. So maybe this is just thank you, Leo. Things are happening because of our astronomer friend.
That's right. It says it's going to recharge you and it's going to be fresh, joyful energy.
I'm going to need that. So
what about what? Be a new dad.
What that doesn't mean I'm a Sagittarius. That doesn't mean anything. So I can still feel Leo properties even though I'm a Sagittarius.
Yes, because we're in Leo season and it's a Leo moon. So even though you're a Sagittarius, you're getting a double dose of Leo. And Leos are very confident. We're like you're a Leo, the star obviously. Of the show. It's just like Leo shit. You wouldn't understand, Steve. It's just like
you're right. I wouldn't know. You wouldn't know Sagittarius shit. Although I don't know anything about Sagittarius. So there you go. Other things like a dope guy was like a half man, half horse with an arrow.
I think I have a Sagittarius in my chart. Let me check real quick. Here's my chart. I'm a Cancer rising. A Leo is my sun. Do I actually have 0? Or no, yes.
I don't know what any of that means.
I have a Sagittarius in my, let's see what this means. Stand by. My Saturn is in Sagittarius. And Saturn rules responsibility, restrictions, limits, boundaries, fears, and self-discipline. Steve Ceruti.
There you go. That checks out pretty well.
Big time. Your Saturn is in Sagittarius, meaning you struggle with restlessness, self-questioning, boredom, and sometimes your bluntness.
All right.
Fair.
That's fair.
Okay. And so my sun is in Leo, which your sun determines your identity and role in life. It's the core of who you are. Leos mean that you're fundamentally bold and proud. You love attention. You love to be cared for. You pay it back in kind with your charm and your ability to make people feel better when they're blue. You know your skills and you know how to use them. That's what a Leo is.
That's pretty accurate. I just have a hard time believing that everyone born during those similar times are all exactly the same people. That doesn't make that doesn't make any sense to me. This is my problem with this whole horoscope thing.
You're not the same people, but you do have certain characteristics in your personality that might be a little bit more pronounced than others.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. I thought they are somewhat accurate. I've read the Sagittarius stuff like this. I am a Sagittarius. Like it does actually make sense.
You are. I just read it, Steve. It's you.
But I know other people that are born in November who are not like me at all. So I don't know.
Okay. All right, Steve. Well, now that you've shared with us that you were on a bachelor party and that you were enjoying playing bags, that leads us to our draft of the month. So, Steve, take it away.
Yeah. So we obviously played. This is a very different vibe to my other bachelor party, which is probably like a month and a half ago. Both equally fun, just a little bit different. This one, there were way more variety of drinking games, and I had kind of forgotten which ones were the best ones and which ones I had the most fun playing, which ones I actually used to love, but I don't really love that much anymore. So I wanted to do, I mean, maybe this is like a Midwest thing versus a Northeast thing or whatever. And we can get opinions. If you're from the West Coast, tell us what you play. But I want to do a drinking game draft. Now, this isn't just stuff that you play now. I'm even talking about stuff that goes back to college, even stuff that you played in high school. You don't have to chug a beer right now. But if you did like doing that back then, and you like some games surrounding that, you could do that. So we're going to have a drinking games draft. And I think we have to limit this to it has to be card or cup related games, stupid games like that you play in college.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it would be unless you could propose something and maybe I'll allow it, but that's kind of the vibe that I'm thinking. It has to be either with a deck of cards or with solo cups.
Okay, well, I have one that doesn't involve cards or solo cups, but I'll propose it, and
we'll
determine.
You know what? We'll allow it because I'm going to throw one in the mix too. We'll allow it because I want to spice this up a little bit. So I don't remember who had the first pick in the last draft. I assume it was me, but I also want to hear what your first pick is because I kind of think I know what mine is. Okay. So I'll let you have the first pick.
And we're doing 3, right?
3, yeah. We'll go back and forth.
Okay. With the first pick in the small talk drinking games draft, Michelle selects Flip Cup.
Great call. Yeah, great call.
Flippy Cup. When I was out east over the 4th of July, we played many a drinking game. Flip Cup is by far the best, and there's really not a close second, and here's why. Everybody can play. You can have massive teams. There could be 10 people on one side, 10 people on the other. Just because you're really good one round doesn't mean you're going to have it the next round. Everyone's drinking the entire time. So we're all collectively getting drunker together and the competition level goes up. It's It's a blast. Flippy Cup is number one.
Flip Cup is a great call. It's not my number one. Don't even know it would be my number two, but I'm never upset playing it. Question: how do you play? Do you play knockout Flip Cup, like where the losing team drops somebody and then they have to play a man down? Oh, that's the way you have to play it.
Okay,
That's the way. Yeah. So like if there's 5 aside and one team loses, that team has to vote one of their teammates to be out.
Sounds mean.
It's usually the person who sucks the most. But then it actually helps you though, because then the good people stay, and so somebody else has to do 2 cups to make up the difference. But like you can get into more of a rhythm if you're flipping 2 cups versus 1 cup. So whenever you're playing Flip Cup, I mean, some people probably do play it this way, but I would highly recommend you play knockout.
Okay, next time we're gonna try it.
Yeah. All right. So this is the reason that I wanted to do this, because I think this is the best. I think this is the best game, and I think my friends would also agree. We had an incredible time playing this. It's fucking messy as shit. It's loud as shit, but it is so fucking fun. And I don't think I played this that much in college. With the second pick, Team Ceruti takes Slap Cup.
Slap Cup. Don't know it. Describe, please.
Okay. So Slap Cup is similar to Flip Cup. You don't really flip anything, but what you do is basically like everyone's around a table, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's really no teams. It's just sort of like an order. And there's like a shit ton of red Solo cups filled with about like filled up a quarter with beer, right? And what you do is there's 2 ping pong balls. Usually start opposite sides of the table. What you have to do is when you start, you drink what's in the cup, you put it down, and you have to bounce the ball in the cup. When you do that, if you get it on your first try, you can put it. You can send it to anywhere on in the group. It can go left, right, wherever, straight across. You can get it to anyone in the group except the other person, obviously, that's shooting. If you get on your second try or later, you always have to go left. And the object of the game is that you basically have to lap people, because when you lap someone, you slap their cup off the table. They have to take another cup from the center, drink it, and then get it in. And the best part about the game is that you can keep going back and forth over someone and completely fucking screw them, and they end up drinking like a ton of beer, and it's so fun. So like, for example, if I lap someone to my left and the person slaps their cup, that they have to drink another one, the person to their left, if they get it on the first try, can go back over them and slap their cup again. And it keeps happening over and over again. And it is it's a great like camaraderie game, because you can like kind of tag team up on one person. It's usually a pretty fair game, because that doesn't happen. Like if it happens to you in one game where you just get completely screwed, it usually doesn't happen to you the next game. And also like it's just loud and fun. You get to hit shit. You get to slap cups off the table, and it's like it's just fun. So maybe it's like a dude's thing, but we had the absolute most fun playing Slap Cup, I think, of any single game we played the entire weekend.
It sounds fun, but it does sound like more of a dude thing.
I don't know, because I played it we used to play in college, but it wasn't like the game we went to, because it was kind of messy. It's tough to play inside. You kind of have to play outside because you're getting beer everywhere. It's also, you would like this. It's also very much an outside type game.
Love that.
You do it by the lake, you have some tunes playing, you're doing your thing.
Little Dave Matthews on the stereo.
It is just like the most fun game. So I'll take Slap Cup with my first pick, with the number 2 pick overall.
We just got to get you on to Dave next, Steve.
No,
True Midwestern boy. Then, if you're
no,
playing
no.
bags, drinking beer, ripping a cig, listening to Dave Matthews, you might as well be eating a corn salad. You're right up in the mix.
Absolutely not. But we are moving on. All right, what's your next pick?
I'm a girl who likes classics. Give me beer pong.
It's a good one. I know. You're probably gonna win this now.
Give me beer pong. I mean, it is arguably, outside of Flippy Cup, the number 1 most popular drinking game, and for a reason. You could do it on land, you can do it by sea. I've played beer pong in a pool. I've played it on a table. You can do 3 or 6 cups. You could do 10 cups. I mean, you could do teams, you can do solo. There's so many different ways that you can play, and like all good drinking games, the drunker you get, the better it is.
Better when I'm drunk. It's actually, there's a lot of science that I'm better when I've had a couple, not when I'm like blackout, obviously, but like if I've had 2 or 3, I mean, I'm feeling good. I am a better. Yeah, exactly. You get the little, like, the vision is ready to go.
Hold on, let me measure it.
The best too is like we played 50 cup, which is just 50 cups on a side.
Ooh.
And I mean, hilarity ensues, debauchery ensues. But it is fantastic. But it's definitely, I think, the most competitive game too, where like you feel like you're doing the most and you can like really control it.
Oh my god!
And obviously I took beer pong way too fucking seriously when I was younger, which is not surprising to anyone here. And it's probably a good thing you didn't know me when I was younger. So had a little bit of a competitive problem. But yeah, like I think beer pong, obviously, it's a no-brainer. I would have taken beer pong over Flip Cup.
The best part too is when you're playing with someone and you're like, okay, should we re-rack? Is now the time to re-rack? Do we want to waste the re-rack now?
What are your
Nobody-
rules? How many racks do you like? Usually we do two.
two re-racks. And
Yeah.
I usually wait until there's only 3 cups left, and then I do 2-1 triangle in the back.
And it depends on what, because if you got everything scattered, then sometimes you got to get a rack in. Depends on how the vibe of the game is going, especially if you're getting beat. The other thing too, do you play like Island Cup or Solo Cup? Because that's like, I love Island Cup, Solo Cup.
Never heard of it.
So if there's basically 1 cup on its own, you can call that cup, and if you hit it, it counts as 2 cups essentially.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's fun.
I know.
When we, again, 4th of July, a lot of drinking games happening. It was down to 1 cup each. The opposing team made their cup, and then I made the last cup, which sent it into overtime. 3 cups each.
Overtime is also the best. Like
Let me tell you,
when
drama.
when it's like when the pressure's packing and like you need to hit that last cup and you do. I mean, the adrenaline that shoots through, it's a high unlike anything you can possibly feel. You do it in front of all your friends, everything's the coolest dude at the table.
When I hit that, when I responded and hit the cup, I was Michael Jordan game 6. It was like my flu game, right? Like everyone was picking me up. It was the most hyped, I think, as a non-athlete that you'll ever feel is when you hit the last
incredible.
cup.
It's incredible.
In beer pong. It's so fun.
Yeah. So that's a great call. Your first 2 are pretty great. I would, like I said, I would take a beer pong over flip cup, but I think they're both awesome. All right. So that leaves me with the 4th pick here. And this, I think those are the 3, although you didn't even know what slap cup was. I think those would be my top 3. So now it's just like, whatever. I'm going to go, there's a couple of card games that you can play. Asshole is a popular one. But I actually think I like Kings better. I think Kings is, you've never played Kings?
No, but I played a lot of Asshole in high school. That was my drinking game of choice.
Asshole is really fun, but Kings has more variety. So you've had to have played Kings. Kings is so there's a bunch of cards in the middle, and you basically go in order and you pick one, and then each card means something. So like, for example, 2 is you. So you pick somebody else who has to drink. 3 is me. That means you drink. 4, you have to point to the floor. 5 is usually guys.
Oh, okay.
So all guys at the table drink.
So what happens if you don't point to the floor? Then you drink?
If you're the last person to point, you're the one that drinks. Yeah.
Oh, everybody has to do it. Got it.
5 is guys. 6 is chicks. 7 is point to heaven. Same thing as the floor, just the opposite. 8 is pick a date. You and somebody else drink. 9 is bust a rhyme. So basically what you do, if I said like, hey, I'm driving in my car, the person to your left has to also rhyme. And then everyone rhymes, and the first person who can't do it has to drink. 10 is categories. So it could be like U.S. capitals, or you can be like, Nick Cage movies. And it's the same thing. You go around the circle, first person to not name one has to drink. Jack is make a rule. So it could be like, you have to call everyone by a stripper name the entire time. You can't call anyone by the real name. You've definitely played this game.
Yeah, I totally played this. This sounds so fun.
Queen is never have I ever. So it's like, you get 3 fingers up, and the first person to lose all 3 fingers, you go around, everyone says like, never have I ever been to Europe, or never have I ever, I don't know, smoked a cigarette, whatever. And if the first person have all 3 fingers down, meaning they've done all those things, they drink. King is King's Cup. That's basically, I think the way that you play that is there's a full cup of beer in the middle. So the last king that gets pulled, the person who ever pulls that last king has to chug the entire beer. And then ace is waterfall, meaning that if you pull an ace, that person starts drinking, and then everybody around you can't stop until the person to their left stops drinking.
It sounds fun. I want to
It's
play
an incredible
it right
game. It's an incredible game. I just think it's more fun. There's more variety than Asshole. Like Asshole's more of a card game. Like it's a real card game. Whereas Kings is just like, it's just to get drunk. It's just to get banged up. So King's Cup is my second pick.
Okay. Well, with my final pick, you already mentioned it. I was going to propose Never Have I Ever.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So this is just like that's a more specific version. Never Have I Ever fun.
I love playing Never Have I Ever with my friends because there's 2 ways that it becomes fun. 1, you learn a lot about people, and 2, if you already know things about someone, you can be like, oh, never have I ever, stolen a Choco Taco. And they're like, damn it, Michelle, like you can get people to drink if you know things about them. But there's always at least one thing that comes out when you play Never Have I Ever that you're like, Steve was ripping cigs? Like, what? Or like, whatever. I'm using that as a hypothetical. You know what I mean? Like, there's always something.
No worries.
Big hero there. Never hurt anybody.
Crazy.
But you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's a galvanizing game because you're revealing things, you're being vulnerable with your friends and like sharing things about yourself, which I always think is super fun. So my final pick is Never Have I Ever.
It's a good one, but we got to get you on Kings because then you get all the other stuff involved as well.
Yeah, that sounds a blur. And it's summertime. I was trying to do 75 hard again, Steve. I made it 7 days and then I was drinking.
No,
it's just so fun to drink outside in the summer. It's like, I feel like I'm doing myself.
You can't do 75 hard in the summer. You can't, no. You have to do it in the dead of winter when nothing else is going on. You cannot do it in the summer. That's like, you only do that if you hate yourself, and you don't hate yourself. So
I don't, but I really like the structure of like checking things off a list every day. So that's why I was like, oh, maybe I'll do it again. And then
do it in the
I
winter.
Can't because
December, New Year rolls around, you could do it then.
But no one wants to work out outside in the winter.
That is true. Maybe do it in the fall. Although drinking outside in the fall is great too.
I mean, come on, we got football going on. There's no way. Postseason baseball, get out of here.
Do a couple push-ups outside. That counts as your It's
gotta be 45 minutes.
Well, go for a run then. I don't know. It's not that cold.
And I feel like, and when it's winter, you know me, I want to hibernate with a good bottle of red.
Yeah, that's true. It's tough. So this is basically it's never happening again.
Never. Okay, round it out.
All right, last pick. There's a lot of things I can go with here. I love quarters. I've always loved quarters. It's kind of fun. Yeah. I haven't played, probably in a decade. I used to love quarters, but I'm not going to pick that. I don't know if power hours count.
I wrote it down. It was on my list.
There's power hours are fucking awesome though, but I don't know that it's a game. It's more of just like an activity.
That's why I didn't think you would allow it. It was on my list. Power hour. I'm gonna go
with a weird one. And we were debating playing this weekend, but I just don't have it in me anymore. Like it's a young man's game, a young person's game. You ever play drunk driving? Not like
I don't want to play.
not literal drunk driving. Don't like actually get in a car. No. So what happens is you ever just drive drunk? No.
It's the best drinking game ever.
So drunk driving
sounds illegal and dangerous.
When you play Mario Kart and you're playing with all your friends. But the catch is that you have to finish an entire beer before you finish the race.
How long does it normally take you to finish the race?
A couple minutes.
Oh, okay. So you're
there's strategy, but the thing is you can't drive and drink at the same time because it's a responsible game. So like you have to put the controller down and drink. So there's like several different strategies. Like you can either just chug the beer first and then play. You can wait to get sort of close to the end, chug a beer, and then finish, although it's risky because you can get hit by other people and get screwed. Or you can just like periodically, because there's 3 laps in a Mario Kart race. So you can just like drink after every lap or just like stop periodically and drink. There's a lot of different strategies in this. But the problem is it was such a fun game. We used to play, this was like our pregame game in college because it would get you fucked up like pretty fast. The problem is I can't chug anything anymore. I can't even chug water now. So if I was to do that, I would literally probably puke on site. Plus, like, I'm not also going to be chugging White Claws either. It's not like I definitely want to chug Miller Lights, and I'm certainly not chugging White Claws. So it was fun. So this is like more of a throwback one. It's a young person's, young woman's game, but it was one of the most fun games we've ever played.
Most of these are a young person's game. A power hour is not made for us, Steve.
No. What did you do? Like a sip of beer every song, or how did you have like measuring? Because we used to do.
As soon as it would change songs, you would drink.
You'd have to drink. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, there are ways some people did that with like shots. I'm like, dude, you're going to be passed out in like a half an hour.
Oh my God, never. You'd be throwing up. That's 60 shots.
Yeah. That's like one of my buddies. I'll shout him out. He's my guy. He'll laugh at this, but Jeremy, he always had this thing. He was like, oh, on my 21st birthday, I did 21 shots in an hour. I'm like, you would be dead. So I know that's not true. So now all my friends are like, Jeremy, remember you did 21 shots in an hour and like that didn't actually happen because you would literally be dead right now.
Right.
So yeah, like there are stories of people doing power hours with shots, but I've never actually seen it in person.
I can imagine us trying to do a power hour right now, Steve. We wouldn't make it out. There's no way we could go out.
How far do you think you would get?
Well, it depends. How many?
I think I could finish a power hour. I think I could do it. I could do it.
Should we put it to the test?
I'm not doing it right now, but we could do the drunk episode soon, and that would definitely be the drunk episode.
Steve, I'm coming to Connecticut.
I know, but I'm not going to be around.
Oh, that's right. Damn it.
I know. We've already talked about this
I forgot,
on the side
yeah.
chat. Maddie and I are going on vacation. And
I'm going to Connecticut in August for a couple days before I go to New York. And I was trying to get the squad together to hang out. And Maddie and Steve are going on a well-deserved baby moon. You know,
well, the other squad members can go. They could
Yeah.
they could certainly all go. But yeah, Maddie and I we will not be around, unfortunately, which is a huge bummer. But you know,
it is
that's what it is.
Where are you guys going again?
Hilton Head.
Oh yeah, that's right. That'll be so fun.
I've never been. Sounds fun. You know, it's close to Savannah. I like Savannah. So.
Well, enjoy it, Steve. I think I killed you in this draft.
I think you won the draft. Like the common folk will say you won the draft. I still like mine better. Although the only one I would want is beer pong. I'd really want beer pong because I don't think I could.
I got Tom Brady and Aaron Donald in the draft.
You did a good job. I'll be honest. It's a top heavy draft. All right. You had the first pick, whatever.
I mean, whatever. And we didn't do a snake draft. So it was really
not. No, I know. I should have been able to take slap cup and beer pong back to back, but it's all good. Everyone's having fun.
All right. Well, let's close it out. Let's get a review. We haven't done this in a minute. I'm sure all of them are like, why don't you guys do this more often? But you know what?
It's just happening. I don't know. Enjoy what you have.
So much is happening. So much is happening behind the scenes that we can't share, but there's just a lot going on. Okay. This one, Steve, is from Clybe.
Okay.
3 stars, only 3 out of 5.
Whoa.
3 out of 5. First 3-star we've ever gotten. It says now less than 1 per month. The best ability is availability. Please get back to a consistent schedule, no matter what that schedule is. 3 stars for the current situation. And you know what?
Yeah.
Clybe, that feedback is fair.
I'll own that. We'll own that. You know, it's hard, man. It's hard. We've just a lot of things going on. I don't want to make excuses. But
excuses are for losers.
Yeah, but he's right. Like, you know, the best availability is availability. We have not been available to our standards. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's going to get better, but like we will own that.
as Steve's work duties increase and he brings a child into the world,
That's gonna be tough.
We're gonna do it more.
It's gonna be tough to do more when that happens. But
just a little peek behind the curtain. We were supposed to tape, I believe, last week. That got pushed to this week. We were supposed to.
No, you said do you want to tape last week? And I was like, I have another bachelor party. Let's do it after because it'll be more fun. Yeah.
And then we were supposed to tape yesterday. I was hosting an event and Steve had something going. Oh, Maddie's out of town. So they want to spend time together.
No, the proper story was I was like, yeah, sure. I could do Thursday night. And then I was like, Maddie, I'm taping with Michelle tonight. She's like, I'm leaving tomorrow. Like we're hanging out. Like we're hanging out tonight. She has a bachelorette party. And I was like, all right, fine. So I texted Michelle. I was like, hey, Maddie's the stage 5 clinger and she wants to hang out tonight. So can we do it tomorrow? And you were like, fine.
Behind stage 5 clinger. I love it. But this is what happens is we have every good intention of getting it done and then life is getting in the way. So 3 of 5 stars. We hate to see it, but we'll wear it.
Yeah. And honestly, like I feel like we're still delivering when we come on. So it's just, you know, not everything great lasts forever, but we're still doing it. I feel like we're still delivering top quality. It's just, you know, a little less frequent. Sometimes if you give people too much, then it's like it's overkill. I feel like what we're doing right now is like keep the people wanting more. That's fine.
We'll always leave you wanting a little more.
I'll take the 3-star. That's all right.
I will say one thing, Steve. Sometimes when I'm traveling and I'm bored, I'll do an AMA without fail. Every time I do an AMA on my Instagram, someone's like, where are the Shelly boat hats?
I mean, listen, I'm still not, that's still in the works. I'm not, that is never dead. Shelly boat hat would be
kills me because it's always like, well, the Cardinals get Juan Soto. And then it's like from the back row, it's like, where are the Shelly boat hats?
That's like the white whale of the pod. It'll happen one of these times.
It is just my favorite thing that keeps coming up because I'm like, we need to make the hats. I know, but we can't even get together for a pod. So one day
we'll figure it out. It's actually not that hard to do. Like we'll call the same supplier. We'll put some shells on some hats and we'll make it a thing. Maybe, hey, well, listen, Christmas drop. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
We'll discuss. Thank you to everyone for listening. Steve and I will be back in action sometime, but until then, shout out LaBouche.
Gonna go try on some blouses.
Thanks for listening to Small Talk. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts or the Podcast One app.